We're starting off front page review with The Nation, as usual. Major headline, actually, there's only one story in The Nation. NNPCL, petrol sells for half its landing cost as of now, which means there is some sigini going on there. All right, so who has that story?
So I'll let other people start with this. I have the major headline.
Okay, so let me start. So, Akume leads panel to facilitate autonomy for local government. A step towards the implementation of the July 11th Supreme Court verdict on local government autonomy was taken yesterday. The federal government inaugurated a 10-man inter-ministerial committee to enforce it. In this verdict, the Apex Court declared it unconstitutional for governors to hold and administer funds allocated to local government from the Federation account. It ruled that the 774 council areas should manage their funds independent of states and that the allocation from the Federation account allocation committee should go directly to them and no longer through the state local government joint account. I don't know why they still have to, put together a panel to enforce this, because this is something that should just fly. Why are the governors still trying to hold on to these funds is what I don't know. But anyways, the committee, Senator George Akume was named chairman of the committee. Other members include Minister of Finance and Coordination, Minister of the Economy, Wale Odun, Attorney General of the Federation, Justice Minister Fabemi, Minister of Budget Economic Planning. And they also said that the Akume-led panel's primary objectives are to ensure that local governments are granted full autonomy and allowing them to function effectively without interference from state governors.
Yes. Okay, so it's a working policy now. They're supposed to break down how this would then work, how it will be implemented. So I don't think it's really bad, as long as they do it within a short period of time. Yeah, Nima.
Okay, so the major headline, let me get his office. The Chief Financial Officer of the NNPCL, Umar Ajia, is explaining how government has been paying half of the landing cost of petrol. So he insists that, under this administration, especially in the past 7 months, there's been no subsidy paid. So to distinguish between subsidy scam and what government is paying, he says landing cost of petrol is 8,200 naira per litre. And they are making sure that the official pump price of it is 600 naira per litre. So the NNPCL has spent 7.8 trillion in the past 7 to 8 months to offset that difference, so that we are not caught in between the fluctuating prices of fuel across the world. So, some people will send videos and say that per litre is, if they convert the pounds to naira or the dollar to naira, is over 5,000 naira abroad. But to ensure that Nigerians are not in that confusion, we are not caught in that mix, the NNPCL and the federal government has what they call an arrangement. They said they call it a moderated arrangement. They are moderating the price of petrol by ensuring that they guarantee the stability of the cost of it by offsetting half of the cost of which petrol lands. It's still subsidy. When we go from, we come back, black is black. They change. That's what he's trying to explain. He says that this is for the sake of those who are calling it, that they're just offsetting the shortfall in landing price and sales price through what they call a reconciliation arrangement between them and the federal government. And they said that they have not paid any money to any marketer in the name of petrol subsidy in the last 8 to 9 years. That the official pump price of petrol is 600 naira, but the landing amount is 1,200 naira. But I can't read them. But,
they did not call it subsidy, but it's still subsidy. Moving on to the Punch. The more you look, the less you see. Major headline. NNPC reports 9.3 trillion naira petrol imports as queue lingers. In other news, 5 banks budget 222 billion naira for cyber security. 1 die as Ogu Hunter headers crash. 2027, APC kicks as PDP backs call for Jonathan's return. Producers decline sale of 460,000 barrels of crude to Dangote, others. Forex shortage, domestic airlines ground 42 aircraft. And Akume Edun lead LG autonomy implementation panel. In other news, APC hails appeal court. judgment affirming Shaibu's reinstatement as deputy governor. So, what story are we starting with? Are we starting with Shaibu as deputy governor?
No, I have a completely different story.
All right.
Just to give us some updates on the murder of a Kwara female student, which we heard a few days ago. Now we're hearing that the Kwara State Police Command has said that he has arrested some suspects in connection with the murder of a female student of the State College of Health. Her name is Mojisola Awesu. She was found dead in a refuse dump in Aleniboro, I beg your pardon, Aleniboro area of Ilori, the state capital. Now, according to the public relations officer, DSP Tonwo Ejire, he said that this 21-year-old was found dead after being contracted by her friend to act as a girlfriend for another private varsity student at a party for a sum of 15,000 naira. Now, he noted that her dead body was found by some laborers at a refuse dump in the area, and this prompted police operatives to visit the scene, recover the body, and they discovered and identified this dead person as being Awesu, and they have, put her body at the morgue. Now, according to investigations, they found traces of blood near the left ear of the deceased, and a medical examination confirmed that she was indeed dead. This is a very sad story.
Really sad.
I have a daughter who's going off into university, and every day I say different kinds of prayers. It's important that our young people in this day and age, I feel like our young people take a lot of things with levity. They need to understand that the small choices that they're making on a daily basis can actually be life impacting. It can mean life or death. So it's very important that when you're in school as a student, you really just stay in school and focus.
The account of the story that she had been, someone had solicited her services as his assistant girlfriend and was willing to pay 15,000 naira for it. And, she's in a different school. She went, that several schools, 2 private universities had a party, and she
went all the way.
This is not what our parents say, go face what I send you go do,
I don't understand. Assistant girlfriend too.
Somebody claimed he had a party that he needed a girlfriend to attend.
They rented her as a girlfriend, and she died.
When she got to the hotel, she had sent messages to her
friend that something was amiss. She didn't feel quite comfortable, and they couldn't reach her phone anymore, and that was
suddenly
so sad. Hopefully, proper justice will be served in one way or the other. I want to take the story of the clash between herders and hunters. So, in the particular Iwoye Ketu community in the Imekwa 4 local government area of Ogun State, on Monday, one of the hunters, they said one yet to be identified person dead. And this is because the community had noticed kidnapping taking place within their place by allegedly herders. And because of that, they brought in hunters to help them secure those areas. So the hunters in the area began a routine patrol of the community to ensure security. Then on Monday, suspected herders attacked the hunters and killed one of them. Then tension began in the community. All the shops and marketplaces were deserted. There's been a fracas, and they don't know which. They don't want to be caught on either side. They said there was a kidnapping that took place. According to the papers, Fulani herdsmen collected the sum of 500,000 naira before releasing the victim. And last week, 2 siblings were kidnapped again. And abductors collected 1 million naira before releasing the siblings. That the kidnapping issue has led hunters to begin the patrol. And because of the tension that's followed the death of one of the hunters, they have many of the communities have deserted. Everybody's locked up inside the house because they don't want to be caught in between. They said they reached out to the PRO for Ogun State, Omobola Odutola, and they said she wasn't available for comments as at the time they were filing this report. Anarchy is when citizens start taking law into their hands to protect themselves. When hunters start thinking that let us go into the bush, let us secure the environment before herders would kidnap people, that is what will happen. So we need the police to be on ground to protect lives and properties of people as much as possible.